Yes. Yes, boy. Let's get it in, shall we? Boom, baby, boom! Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Mark saying. It's my life. I'm out here in these streets, walking in the morning, getting blessed by the sunshine. And so are you. Birds chirping, sun shining, day is calm, and so am I. I'm gonna get into it this morning. We're gonna park and spark. We're gonna go for the walk. We're gonna get our minds right because that's exactly what we do around here at Saints Addiction every morning. Working that addiction with something shiny, something saintly, something positive to get our morning started this morning. And this morning is no different. We got to go work for that positivity. We got to go get the motion. We got to go get the emotions. You know what I'm saying? And then you can do it without us. That's so cool. You guys look dope. Look at them. The perfect sound. So cool. So every morning I get up and I start walking and I get the energy right and I start talking to people about the benefits of life and the benefits of our mind when we get it right. And it's important, you know, it's important to get your mind right. It's important to see what your mind is doing to you instead of your life doing something to you. And I think the big thing that most people get in the mornings, especially when they wake up or when they really become self-aware, that you're the one doing the things to yourself. And you're like, what? And most people would say, I want a bad life. I don't want to think bad things. I don't want negativity. And then what ends up happening is that's exactly what we choose. We choose lives of confusion. We're complicating our own emotions. And when that happens, all of a sudden, we become accountable. We become the person that we wish to see on the other side of this journey. And I think each one of us has something inside of us that says, I have a better version of me in here. There's a version of me that I can count on. There's a version of me out there that isn't self-sabotaging, that isn't shooting myself in the foot, that has some sort of emotional stability. How many of you guys have met that version of yourselves? Hold on, let's light this real quick. Got away from the kid. I can't be smoking around no babies, but have you ever smelled the finish line? I always do this, but smell that finish line. Allow yourself to meet the new version of you. I know a lot of people would love to show off the new version of themselves to someone else. But have you ever showed the new version of you to yourself? Have you ever seen yourself lose weight? Have you ever seen yourself keep a goal? Have you ever seen yourself meet a challenge? Thank you, weed. Yeah, buddy. And that's what ends up happening for us all, is we end up waking up, or hopefully you end up waking up to your consciousness. The subconscious is so subtle that it whispers at us. Plastic pocket challenge, y'all. This is now the aluminum can challenge. Every time in this park, more trash. But when you're seeing yourself and you go, oh shit, these are all emotional triggers. Here's another plastic bottle. Always out here. How's that possible? That's the biggest thing, is to make yourself possible. I think that was the whole idea behind it all, is to see yourself outside of yourself, to view you through a different lens, to view your mind in a way that you probably never talked to yourself before. I know for facts this last year, after coming off of a coke binge and relapsing, my brain was in this whole different realm. And as I was sitting there crying, meditating, trying to figure out this thing called my life, right? It occurred to me that I was always rushing things. I was always rushing to the next high or the next stimulus because I require, people that, how do I say this? I require people that, or myself, to have a conversation with myself that I understand myself. And for the longest time, if I needed a stimulus outside of me, right, I would do things to placate those emotions. The emotions set in place a bunch of stimulus and reactions that I didn't even know what were happening. It's really weird, but you find yourself at the bar or you find yourself between someone's legs and the energy isn't real. You don't really love that person. You really don't want to be at that bar, but it's compulsory. It drives us in a way we don't even know. We just go like, oh shit, I can do this, right? I can be in a way where I'm at an event, I'm making an attempt, I'm doing some sort of action before my brain even took form. It's almost like waking up and sleepwalking. It's a lot like that. When you first wake up, your routine starts kicking in, and people will make it all the way to coffee in their car before actually waking up. And that's shocking. You're just like, whoa, that just happened. And you're like, yeah, dude, that just happened. That you can happen to be somewhere and you can just happen to do certain actions and you can just so happen to have certain reactions. There's no happenstance here, folks. No, I see providence. I see a certain truth to it. Actually, it's the actual truth to it because there is no lying about energy. You can't, as I walk past these electric poles, it's buzzing. It won't lie to you. It's got a certain amount of amps, it's got physics, and it's got energy. And certain amount of water churns it, boom, 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 just like you. Certain amount of emotions churns you. And then all of a sudden you had an energy, and then all of a sudden you had a reaction. Boom, baby. Boom. You are officially a catalyst to your own life. You're the mixture. Your brain, your thoughts, that chemical is the mixture that makes the chemicals bubble together. And our actions can be quite repetitive. Oh shit, I'm getting the VIP treatment again. I'm getting the old helicopters flying in. Come get your boy. Yes, right. Come get your boy. Fly on in here. Let's get high. Let's do the flyover. Last time it went directly over me. That's right. That's right. So, it goes a little something like this. I got into my habit. Saints addiction. I had to be real about my habits too. If you're being real about yourself, you know what you're going to do tomorrow. And if you're really keeping it 100, you've probably been doing it for years. And that's why we call it a pattern. That's when it becomes habitual. You're literally addicted to coffee. You might not say it, but we're addicted to our patterns. We're addicted to the way we want our lives to be. And as soon as someone comes around and tries to shake it or shake it up, we fight for, we fight for the way it used to be. Knowing damn well it has to change. And instead of embracing and driving change, like the movie or the book Leadership, it's on one of those Tony Hsieh books that they had from Zappos that recommended readings. I think it's Tribal Leadership. That's the name of the book. I've been sharing more of the books because I found that a lot of the people that listen to the show and get the mental health, they are actually going and buying the books or listening to the audiobooks. Like I talked about, Fuck Your Feelings. Fuck Your Feelings is just that. It's a great book, and I keep diving into it deeper because it's 9 hours, And it's not like I rewind a lot of things and I take a lot of notes, and I highly suggest you do too. But here's what's happening in our minds. If you're self-aware, you'll be able to catch yourself making the same patterns and the same mistakes. If you are self-aware, you will catch yourself doing the same shit over and over. And that's why it was such a challenge for other people. I triple dog challenged them all to do something different. You know, like you are you're a free bird, right? I'm sure you're gonna say, oh, I do what I want to do. I'm sure your ego just stepped right up out of your throat and said, I do what I want, how I want, some Jim. And I'm like, hell yeah, I get that. So are you really doing what you want? I'll wait. Are you really doing what you want? Or are you doing what you settled for? Are you doing the thing that makes you comfortable and you're okay with? Are you holding to a pattern? And that's what's so different about smelling that finish line, setting goals, and having something else to chase other than drugs or our feelings, right? Like we're habitually choosing drugs. It's the truth of it. It's the way we self-medicate. We found a way. If it came out of dog shit, you'd find a way too. And my homie said that to me once. He was working out and he said, talk, bro, I don't even care about the flavor of foods anymore. I would eat cow shit as long as it made me bigger. And that's what we're eating. We're all eating cow shit. We're all eating our own bullshit. We'll get up in the morning. I'll see it every time somebody's feed. They're in there working out. Their best self showed up. And by midnight, their devilish self, mostly saints, showed up. And now they're back to the drinking. Back to the destruction. It's almost daily, right? Our ability to put our halo on and take it off. So I called mostly saints. I'm mostly a saint, fully saint. I'm like, uncomfortable laugh. Uncomfortable laugh because I don't have the words to express myself. I don't have the words to express. I think all day, sometimes, not all day, but when I'm doing the show, I think of ways to reach humans in a better way. I think, how would I like to be taught? How would I listen better? And how can I get them to change? And a lot of the times, it's more like punching them in the heart. And you can do that. You can say, heart disease, cancer, suicide, 1, 2, 3. And here's the statistics. And I can spend a half hour to a day and then another week. But you need 3 weeks, dog. That's the truth of it. And no one else is going to tell you the truth, but your boy Saint's going to tell you the truth. 3 weeks to make a new habit. 3 weeks to change the old version of you. You can barely go a day without creating the same fucking coffee in the same way. You're like, holy shit. You know how hard it was for me to go to Panda Express yesterday and not get the same motherfucking thing again? Come on, Saint. And that's me in my head, like, why is this so hard for me? Why is it so hard for me to let go? Melty balls. Why is it so hard for me to love or be loved? Why do I make these things complicated? And truth is I find them to be complicated, so I complicate them. I almost said complain them. I might as well be complaining. I'm bitching about the opportunities that I'm getting, and I'm squandering them with my attitude. And I mean, that's a whole nother show, because I wanted to talk about attitude, but attitude's also a euphemism for decision. It's another way of saying the way I made that decision, the mood and attitude and decisions I made during that decision. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about catching ourselves. I mean, if you were on the 50-50 show and they were asking you who wants to be a millionaire, and you got a chance to ask somebody else for some assistance, you would. This is the kind of decision level I'm talking about. If somebody gave you a chance to call a friend or get a 50-50 shot, you would sit and take more time, concentrated time on the decisions that you make or we make. I gotta say we because I make them too, and I make them just as fast as you and just as emotional as you. I've done that many times. I've done that so many times, and so have you. From brushing my teeth, smoking this weed, to going for this walk, we're calculating, I think that said 30,000 a day with about 32,000 emotions. That's a lot of data. And just like your computer, when you turned it on this morning, just like your phone, I'm sure it was pretty fast at turning on, but that's what it does. We are trying to turn our brain on all fast like it's a computer, and even your computer has lag time. Even your computer needs coffee. My computer needs coffee. I'm gonna make that on coffee on shirts. But anyway, the point is that if you're resting your phone to restart it, or your computer has to restart and you need a restart, why is it so hard for us to unplug? Why are we still glued to a phone that drips dopamine through the screen? And what's really weird is it's got like a blue light is what they call it. And then you got Wi-Fi, which is another gamma ray. And some of these guys take it there. I got buddies that sell Heelys, and they'll tell you exactly what the megahertz is for everything in your body, thought, and what section of body. It's about on the level of Qigong. I mean, it's fucking acupuncture at this point. And that's what I'm talking about. I really got deep into the brain. I'm like literally studying the brain, and it was the hippocampus, but then I had to look into it another way, because there was another part of the brain. Every time I get high, I start fucking it up. So again, I have to practice the habit. I can see the image. I got a photographic memory, but I got to practice the habit of actually slowing down and reading it. So good morning. Hippocampus was the other one, but it was the I'm not sure. Oh man, oblongata. That wasn't it. Dang, Mark, you just saw it too. So cerebral cortex. And anyway, you got to do your own education too, right? Like everybody that's watching the show, you're going to learn your own way. But the truth is that our brains are learning all the same way. And on a chemical level, on an evolutionary level, on an emotional level. And what I think happened is we got addicted to emotions. It's the truth of it. We have enough time and resources to be emotional. Most people, if you're been fighting for survival, the reckoning of emotions kind of gets pushed to the back, right? Like you won't have that much time to bitch and moan. You'll have to find more time to go to work or do something else. And we use these things, like I was just telling my friend, she just lost a friend suddenly too, around my age, of a heart attack. So if your boy goes, let me just say, it's been a blessing. It's been a true blessing. I bitch at it. I've squandered it. I could have done more. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. I want to do the things while I still have the breath in my lungs. I want to be able to evoke this whisper that's in me outwardly. And it's really hard when you're in a culture that wants people all to be the same and everybody's got to have the same logo. It's going to be really hard when you go your own way and think your own way and want to be free. The whole thing's capturing us, right? They're making us do these things to get these lives, these cars, these homes, and even then, it's not happy enough. I sold the condo, sold the car, sold the career, and it just wasn't making me happy. It didn't matter what kind of car I had. It didn't matter how many women I slept with. It didn't matter the drugs that I did. I was still me. And you're still waking up as you. So I challenge you to wake up and see the new you that gets up every morning and goes for a walk, and now it's a habit. Been doing it almost for 3 months, and now it's compulsory. We talk about addictions, I could use the word compulsions or obsession. Or Saint's obsession was going to sound gay as fuck, so we weren't going there. But no offense to my gays, you people, but gay as fuck. Gay AF. And I was like, Saint psychology is a little too much. When you start talking about psychology, people really do bleed, you know. It's almost like an emotional orgasm. They go right back into another plastic piece of. That's what's happened. My eye sees it, and I get. That's what the kind of decisions I'm talking about. It's the decision that you don't just walk by it anymore. You actually are self-aware. Oh shit, it's an ESPN basketball. We're getting basketball. It's a football, but we're playing basketball. Okay, so much plastic. I can't even see straight. So anyway, the point is that I do see. And when I see something, I can't just walk past it. I gotta pick it up. And that's kind of the whole plastic pocket challenge, was for us to be in action. For us to see something and do something and not just keep walking by. But like, I got like 8 things in my hand right now. I can't even count, I can't even smoke. But the truth is I saw it. Kind of like when I see my push-up bar or the pull-up bar. You saw it, but you kept walking past. Something secretly told you, nah, I'm gonna not do that. Today's not the day for the diet. I'll start working out next week. And then you compromise your integrity. You cheat on yourself and you're killing yourself, and you don't want to say nothing about it. Let me throw this ball for the kids. No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna get my shirt dirty, but I kind of have a combination. Yeah, I'll keep it. Put it in my bag. But the point is you're talking to yourself and you're listening to yourself. And odds are you say the sentence, I didn't feel like it. And that word feel is so dangerous. Fuck your feel, dude. Like they say, fuck your burn in Burning Man. Fuck your feel, bro. You're only obsessing about you. You're being so egotistical to think you're the only one that's hurting and that you're the only one that cares. That's what we do. We punish ourselves and then we look for more misery and company. And your misery doesn't deserve company. Your misery deserves reprieve. It deserves an outlet, and that's called the now. That's your present. Is that last day is over with. For some of us, we can actually relax, kind of like an animal after a trauma event. We can come back down to earth and just relax the fuck out of ourselves. For some of us, that trauma still lives. It lives inside of us, and it's hard for us. And I say us because I'm one of them too. Emotionally, if you get on emotions, they'll strangle you. They'll straight kill you. There's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing there is something you can do about that. And this is the whole point of the show. I should have said there's nothing you can do about that. Such a bad phrase. There is something you can do. And I'm going to teach you. Ready? I had to teach myself. I had to learn it. If you don't get it from me, get it from a different source. Listen to a doctor. Dr. Joe Forenza, whatever his name is. This is going to some lucky kid. This is Thanksgiving. I have just found a glove, a football glove, and I'm gonna have them do that and show them some love. There's some kids below my balcony, and I want to drop them the boom baby boom and a football and see what they do. Maybe they'll get away from the balcony and actually go play. For fuck's sake, fucking all that shit, using all that slang, using all those bad words. Sound like an old man, right? But like you, I worry about the future. I shouldn't worry. Worry's not going to change the outcome. I have belief that we can educate our youth better. I have a belief that they are starting also to either be under the influence of their emotions or in control of them. And that's what it's going to have to be. Are you the type of person that has control over you, or do your emotions have a control over you? And it sucks, but it's true. There's so many of us. Impulse control. I wish I could do this show without even a phone. It'd just be dope. You can let somebody else record me and we can go on a walk and talk. All the great ones, Socrates, your boy, keep seeing his face. Steve Jobs was a walk and talker. You can walk and talk. Your brain's firing on so many levels with endorphins at your highest spirit level. I don't recommend doing it while you're bench pressing, business during bench press, but there is something to be said that get around people that are moving. I kept saying it earlier, but nobody was listening. I hope you go and watch the Fuck Your Feelings book, because he'll break it down to you on a scientific level of just all these lymph nodes and lipids and proteins and hormones and all sorts of science jargon. Your boy Marky saying, as a teacher, my job's to reach, preach, and teach. I'll translate tough subjects like algebra into something easy that you can learn. And learning emotional control is not easy. That is not something they are handing out awards for or giving out guides to. It's something that you probably admired from different individuals. I'm almost certain of it that you've seen somebody calm under pressure. You've seen somebody loving, you've seen somebody extremely patient. I'm sure you've seen superheroes and didn't even know it. They're walking amongst us. They're here with us, and we're here with them. But that's part of the journey. Part of the journey is for us to look within and say, hey, who's running this ship? Which one of us is doing it? I'm doing so many things out of compulsion and behavior and habits. I can't see straight. And at Saints Addiction, I really knew my motivations. It came down to the motivation of it. What am I doing it for? Why am I here? Why am I hanging out with these people? If you're the sum of the 5 people that you're hanging out with, are you hanging out with healthy people? Are you hanging out with people that reinforce the behaviors you're already in? Odds are you are. It's how we are. It's how humans and psychology is. We do shit like that. We'll find people that do drugs as us. We'll hang out with people that watch the same TV shows as us. I dare you to find people that disagree with you. I triple dog dare you to do something different with your day. I didn't tell you change religions. This isn't one of those, dude. I didn't say give all your money away to the Hare Krishnas, dog. I'm asking you to break your own habits. You know you more than anybody else. How are you going to get yourself to move, boy? Move. Boom, baby, boom. How are you going to get yourself to boom, baby, boom? And just go, okay, well, if I keep chewing on these emotions here, it keeps me sitting still, or scrolling my phone, these kind of behaviors. Those are just facts. Like, the numbers are in, dog. And they're tracking it. They're selling that data to other people as well. I read all about it. Google, Facebook, Meta, all these guys. Anybody that's making 20 billion, it's double their revenue from anything else advertisement Google's making. And I thought that was ridiculousness. $150 billion in advertising, and it's their ad revenues, dude. It's their ad revenues that's killing the game. All the way down there's Vegas, baby. And killing the game. You want to live this game and beat this game called life? I'm highly encouraging you to get out now. Get out of your house, get off your ass, just go somewhere. I told someone yesterday, and they were, well, we were locked up in COVID and everything like that. No, you were locked up in your mind. I didn't have the heart to tell her, but truth be told, I did a fuck ton of traveling during COVID. I mean, I got the whole spots to myself, and that's what ends up happening. We have a way about us. We want to let fear dictate. If you want to chew on drama, if you want to gnaw and just like a little rat, nicotine, cocaine, quick fixes, fake fixes, it's all a shout for have impulse control issues. And for me, that was really shocking. They'll give you the list and like, do you have trouble saving money? Yeah. You just spend it. You can't give me nothing. It'll go right through my fingers. I want to do Thanksgiving everywhere. And mostly I'm giving to myself. Like, we're not giving to Ukraine people. We haven't had to stop using nylon leggings so that they could have parachutes. We're not doing any of that. In fact, life goes on. Even my friends in Finland just joined NATO. Life goes on. Still shopping. It's not like they're grabbing sandbags and piling it up on their door. We don't live in that reality. But it's a reality for some people. And the disassociation, right? Like, we're not associated with them. That's not happening to us. That's what's taking place. I think this is Mental Health Month, but if I'm not mistaken, that's exactly what's taking place. We are desperately looking for mental health, and that's why my videos are going to blow up. You know, people need this stuff. I needed it. Shit. I have a strong personality, but most of it was based off my ego and also my attitude. It's kind of ego too, but my determination, I should say, because I've always been driven. I've always been able to mow down my opponents, mow down my goals, but I can't mow down lovers. I can't mow down business. I mean, I guess you can be a boss and mow some of that shit down, but you got to work with people and work with yourself too. How interesting is that? That we can actually get a moment in our lives to talk to ourselves and say, hey, you, let me talk to you for a minute, man. I've been watching you and kind of been noticing some things. Can I share it with you? You know I love you, right? Yeah. You know I care and want the best for you, right? Uh-huh. So when I see you do things repetitively, job after job, girlfriend after girlfriend, drama after drama, I've seen you in action. Actually, I got water. Hold up. Let me get this going. I'm gonna make a trip after this. I brought water. I got the weed swag bags. Y'all don't even know though. Weedswagbags.com. Who knows what's up in this? I'm putting all sorts of stuff now. Shout out to X-Vape. Thanks to them. You know, shout out to who else we want to shout out? Monkey Tail. So Monkey Tail. Shout out to Monkey Tail. Shout out to life. Shout out to sunshine and getting out in the sunshine. Something about that works. Any ache you got, I got my shoulder busted out right now. Any ache you got, here's the Monkey Tail. It's really crazy, but you need the motion. Again, motion creates emotion. You need the motion to lubricate the joints. And the walking lubricates the mind. So walnuts, blueberries. If you have the internet, you can look it up. There's a lot of like mind growing stuff. But here's the mind-blowing experience of this. When you are self-aware and you do wake up like this blessed Sunday and you do start walking around and you do give yourself a chance to not masturbate, drink coffee, smoke that cigarette, start that routine again, right? odds are you're going to be on the compulsory roller coaster. We do that to ourselves. If we can't break it early in the morning, that's why I do the motivation. If we can't will it in ourselves just to get up and go for a walk, it's so awesome. I see people with dogs, in their pants, and some of them are doing training or whatever, but they're outside as well. If the robots are doing all the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs like they're supposed to, and we come to recognize, did I just see the post office on a Sunday delivering? No fucking way. You guys just saw an anomaly. It's far off in the distance. It's taking a left. That's a U.S. post truck just took off. You just saw the Loch Ness Monster on a Sunday. Wow. So, besides for super dog training, this guy would train his dog and spend this much time with his dog, right? But he will never train himself. And unfortunately, we are too in our feelings, too in our way, too in everything to not have like the control, the amount of control. Like that dog just tried to run off. That's not control. See, that's not control. And what's really weird is that instead of training ourselves, we could be learning ourselves. We could be in our brains and going like, oh, why do I run to these emotions all the time? What did I expect to gain from those type of emotions? What do I expect to gain when I think about my grandpa's ashes or my great aunt's ashes, or like my buddy busted out his dad's ashes? I was like, what do you hope to gain from thoughts like this? How do we get back to a place where, we can separate an emotion from a thought? And usually the thought is so paired with the emotion that they slip in. We've ducked into ourselves, and for the first time, as a person of extreme emotion and passion, I realized that that's what I was using to ramp myself up. I would think about prison and not being in prison and the promises that I made to myself when I said I would get out, that I would always try harder and give back. And I made those promises. I said, man, give me my time back. Get me out of this cell. Get me out of here, Mr. Wizard, so I can be a free bird. I'll go design. I have ideas. Let me build this business right here with the 5 years outside of this cage once I've been freed. And once you free yourself, really, because honestly, nobody was really holding me down before. I was traveling the world for 2 years. I was smoking weed all over the world. I was pretty much happy-go-lucky, doing the fuck I wanted to, per usual, whatever made me feel good. Hey, you want to just drive? Let's go for a drive. Hey, you want to just go eat some fast food, man? Yeah, I want some snacks. Hey, you want to just smoke some weed? Yeah. All the stuff that was my impulse control, right? And I was tripping myself out and making myself go amped up over emotions and making myself get weird and making myself do all sorts of activity instead of being in direction. I was willing myself still, because damn, dude, there's like 3,000 dogs this thing just brought. I was willing myself to do things like travel the world, and I was willing myself to do things like be free and have sex with random people and go on random events. And a lot of my brain was used to the adrenaline. So I'm telling my buddy I'm on live. He's saying rise and shine right now. How fucking cool, dude. So yeah, and what do? We go right back to the things that just make us feel good. We don't get out of our comfort zones. We hold true to just one thing and one thing alone. And for the first time, you know what? Today I'll go live on Facebook because they unblocked me. but for the first time, we'll go live and we'll talk about the just tracking of this was so phenomenal. I think a lot of people lose the message through rhetoric. We'll say some of the stuff kind of like, control your emotions. That's such a cliche remark or statement. And then they'll be like, don't feel that way. Or what's the other ones that people say? Time heals all wounds. So, I mean, fallacies and myths, and we could live in those realities, or you can be proactive like I like to be and not waste any more time or my gift of time of what I have on the planet with my grief and holding on to whatever else that I'd like to hold on to emotionally to keep myself going for my grander goal. When you talk to people like I do, when you hear it, you'll hear the 5 years cancer. You'll hear the what C4 vertebrae in their back does what. You'll hear these messages. You'll hear these kind of little twings of the world whispering to us a little bit. If you're listening, right, you'll be able to catch your emotions. If you're truly listening. If you're getting it in where you fit in, where you get to see with your own eyes yourself, your patterns, your moods, your thoughts, and tracking them. If someone were to, I don't know, put a Fitbit on your mind, would they be able to count, like almost like a UFC fighter, I think, where you do how many headshots, significant shots, submissions, weight, height. They give you like your stats, right? That's what they call the tangibles. When they're looking for prospects in the NFL, they're looking for the intangible. And that's what I've been trying to get people to understand. There's something intangible here in our minds, but we block them to be intangible. We make them intangible because we feel maybe we can't hold it down emotionally. We can't see ourselves, like I said, see the new you, to see a version of you, which is really a good imagination. What do you call strategy, or what's the word when you're, I guess, an imagination manifestation. Can I say that? Imagination manifestation. Cool. So this imagination manifestation of you going and seeing yourself like your residual digital self and say, okay, me, okay, I shaved, I put on a suit, more professional, that guy doesn't curse as much, he's nicer, he's better at communicating, he's traveling first class, gotta still be a sushi slut, but he dropped being a sugar slut. And this guy jumped up and changed lives for people. He made himself healthy, and from the foods he ate and his lifestyle and his life choices, and just started doing better by everyone around him. That's his goal, and that's the new version of me. There's so much chipping away. That's why I think most people don't do it. The statue of David is underneath a big layer of marble. There's so much for us to do, right? Like, if we're really paying attention, there's so much of us to get out there and live when we're not living in our emotions, when we're not staying in that one emotion. A lot of us are failing because of self-destruction. Jay Swift's in the house. Thank you. Just check in at work. Much love, homie. Thank you. Abnormal. Straight up. Joseph Martin. Hey, looking good. Hey, man. It's all about you, Josephus. It's all about you. You already know. And also was the balls to tell the truth about addictions and our psychology. Again, could have been Saint psychology, could have been Saint's obsession. But the Saint's anarchy of it was that flip mode. Was you got to be brave from the beginning. Before it was legal of marijuana, we were doing still weed events and weed magazines and getting the word out and letting people know that this vote is that important, right? Like, this message is that important. It's so important that people get inside of themselves and really have some sort of, what do they call it, barometer inside of ourselves, and go, yo, dude, I pick these kind of moods, I pick these kind of movies, I pick these kind of foods, and I pick these kind of routines. And when you catch yourself doing a routine, you know, come on, helicopter, give me that energy. That's a lot of energy right there. They say 3 weeks, dude, 21 days for it to be a broken habit. One of these, because I'm high now, but one of them in 90 days, 3 months for it to become a new pattern. And that's amazing, you know? Have you ever tried to do anything for 3 weeks? I used to say I can do anything for 1 month, you know, and that's what helped me get through my prison thing. Is I was already saying that a long time ago. I can do anything for a month. Hey, you want to sleep on a cot? I can do anything for a month. Hey, you want to come camp out and do ice fishing? I can do anything for a month. You know, you want to be a crabber on an Alaska thing? I could do anything for a month. And as long as it like had a time limit. You know, the scary part about going to South Korean prison is I didn't know what was the time limit. I didn't know if it was going to be 5 years or the 6 months that it was. I didn't know. I didn't know the language. I didn't know the process. That was the scariest part, is not knowing. And that's what stops most of us, right? We don't know where we're going. So since we don't know, we don't go. And since we didn't form a plan, our emotions get to take over. If we don't activate our actual brain system, then guess what takes place? We stay still. And you have fight, flight, or freeze. And unfortunately, most of us are freezing and we don't even know it. As long as we're docile. It's a horrible word. D-O-S-I-L-E, docile. You don't want to be docile. You don't want to be comforted. You don't want to be complacent. People are like, how dare you take away my adult onesie, Saint? How dare you take my photos of blankets of my family off of me? How dare you take my creature comforts bought from Amazon, shipped across from China across the beautiful blue ocean of plastic, and adding more pollution to it? How dare you keep me aware of my consumption not going to give me any happiness? How dare you preach about what's it called, moderation and self-control and self-regulation? How dare you preach about that's what we're really talking about, emotional control. I'm not switching up your fucking religion, dude. I'm switching up your habits. And I might as well be slapping you in the face with the religious switch. You know, I'm not sitting here in a Jehovah Witness thing, by the way. I'm going to get going on my walk before I lock up. But I'm not sitting here doing a Jehovah Witness speech with my fucking white shirt and black tie, bro. This is a white shirt, Black Saints Anarchy, and I believe in freedom and our own freedoms, and that if we start regulating ourselves, we can on the whole community to regulate itself. That's what I really believe. It's a saintly anarchy. I didn't believe, you know, people are beating up cops or they should get murdered. You know, I think everyone should be safe, right? And when you start really getting to the root of it, feel me now. When I say hear me now, hear me now. When you start getting to the root of it, I'm talking about fixing privatized prisons, right? I'm fixing the family home. I'm fixing the modern unit of human beings. Because when we don't radiate or vibrate or scare each other away with all this energy, we can be ourselves. A light, a better person to be around. You make your unit more comfortable to be around. It's easier to be with you because you're leading by example. And you're showing emotional fortitude, right? Some sort of regulation. So many people are so out of regulation, they're just in their emotions. That's where road rage comes from. That's where abuse comes from. It happens to us all, and if you don't want to admit it, I'm gonna go this way. You're lying to yourself and then just living in that denial, living in the metaverse. You're living in a fake verse that makes you feel comfortable. And again, comfort is the killer. That's the one that's gonna make you feel it's convenient, and it's not. It's expensive, and it's costing you your health. It's costing you your wealth. You know, all the things that we're battling for, swallowing more supplements or listening to seminars like me, trying to improve yourself. then to go and destruct ourselves. We go right back into routines. We slip right back into the comfortable, too scared to leave our cage. And that was the shock of it. We're controlled by our thoughts. The thoughts create the emotion. The emotion, well, that's going to take me another 3 hours to get over. That's going to take me another pint of ice cream. That's going to take me another binge watching event. And if we're being real with ourselves, is that not what you're doing with your time? Is that not what you're doing with your time? Are you letting the routine take place? Are you holding on to the same emotions? And the truth is, that's what we do. And unfortunately, we're all running scared instead of being brave and going on adventures and just boldly going, just like they said on Star Trek, the whole time to me and you, we freeze. We become docile. We sit there and we wait it out. We make things sit. And instead of taking action, we pause ourselves. And that's unfortunate because it needs to be free. And that's something I know from prison, but that's not something most people practice. They don't practice their freedom. They practice their comfort. They practice their routine. They practice whichever thing is most comfort to them, and then they'll buy it too. And then they'll get addicted to buying their comfort. They'll get addicted to buying their routine, their addiction. You know, it's nothing. When you need your addiction, you didn't ask how much cigarettes were. You financed it. You figured it out. And just that's with that kind of motivation. Oh my God, the amount of motivation in addiction is ridiculous. Let's keep it 1,000. I'm gonna say that again. The amount of motivation in addiction is ridiculous. And some of the most real shit I've ever spit, but wow, you know, when it's between you and your coffee or you and your children, all of a sudden, big flotation devices, all of a sudden, Christmas presents under the tree, all of a sudden it's a hot girl, you're flexing, you're working out more. There are so many things that we do to compete and shape up and get a better life out of it. Someone said hey, looking good, thank you. Boom, dropping some wisdom today. Bro, I've been doing this for the whole week. And what I'm really gonna do is go live on Facebook since they unblocked me and let people call in. So how cool is that? Look at this, so cool. Fucking jamming, clean that car out. But that's what I'm saying, you know? It was so important to me to share this knowledge that I was like, wait a minute, you know, even for like my cousin, family, I'm like, do you know how much I study addiction? Do you know how much I study human behavior? Do you know that I have a psychology degree and that I keep track of all those things? I can't wait to go back to my college notes and reread them. That's why I kept them. I don't just I paid for the knowledge. I paid for those credits. I know a lot of people get to do the student debt thing, and I hope it works for everyone because knowledge should be free. But I was paying for those credits at those times, so it meant a little bit more to me. You know, and this message for those that need it, it's going to make a little bit more to them. They're going to give it the value. And that's something that we need to start assessing in ourselves is what do we give ourselves? Value, not price, not buying something, but value to us that, man, I can rely on myself. Do you know how much value self-confidence is worth? Or self-reliance, radical self-reliance? That's worth fists, hand over fist. And that's where I live. I live in that reality where I wanted to be in control of my life, you know, instead of my emotions taking the wheel every time or my ego taking the wheel every time. And I was letting it. And I feel okay to tell you this because that's the way our brains develop. We'll get on the sauce. We'll be on a pattern of emotions and hold on to them for our lives. Like for dear life, like all the way on the mast as the boat goes to the bottom, Titanic style. That's what I learned. And when I started to realize that I'm choosing certain emotions, I'm binging on emotions. It's not just a movie, and it's not just the style of the movie or the length of the movie. It wasn't even the amount of information, it's just binging in general. Like sitting is exactly what they want you to do. God forbid you start moving around and getting new ideas, that your brain starts firing in new ways. If you stay in the old way, if you try to keep the river water not moving, right, you're only going to get that same reaction. It's a fact. And actually, that's what we count on. We count on that memory to make us feel the same way every time. It's almost like going to a cologne and smelling each cologne, you know? You're expecting that each time you go, that one smells like coffee, that one smells like mango, that's what we count on. We do that with our emotions too. We count on our emotions to be similar to the feeling. And in fact, they're so close to our brains physiologically, our actual anatomy, that we pair them together. Before you even hear it, you smell it and you feel it, and it triggers an emotion. So they come together like a sandwich. It's almost like two slices of bread and it was missing the cheese and the ham. That's what we do with our emotions and our thoughts. We're like, yo, where's the beef? Or they used to say, isn't that right? Where's the beef? Where is the meat? Where's the cheese? And why do you eat the same fucking fish? You're like, oh my God. I did everything to keep myself regulated. And oh my God. That's what people do with drug addiction. They're emotionally regulating. They don't have a drinking problem. They have an emotional issue. This isn't drug addiction. These are people hurting inside. There's a healing epidemic. And if it was COVID, you'll have a shot and you'll have booster shots. No one's boosting people out of COVID. No one's boosting people out of their scared, afraid, fear life. No. What do? We stay with the scared feelings because they lead with pain. Let me get this going. And unfortunately, that's how we've learned to learn, is with pain. See, I told you I had the glove for the kids. I'll give them the football glove. How cool is that with the football? All right, cool. Let me get water real quick. Let's go outside, roll the other one real quick. And now you're going to get Saints Addiction. You're going to get what it's like for your boy Saint to get things going and making them work. I've been putting in that work. Let me show off this Weed Club card real quick. Join Weed Club. That's weed on shirts, literally. Weed on shirts. Beards on shirts, literally. But when you join Weed Club, we all getting in this. Join the Weed Club. Get some Kush lotions. We're gonna get our minds right. We also have some, give me some of these blunt wraps. Mike Tyson blunt wraps. These are herbal, non-tobacco, the toad terpene infused. Whew. Oh, so cold. Okay, this is happening. We're doing the show. We're doing the show live on Facebook. You know what I mean? It's gonna be dope. Got a Join Weed Club shirt. Got a weed swag bag. And we are gonna go live on the 95. And we are gonna talk to other people about their survival techniques that they've managed to make themselves feel okay, but it's stuck around too long and it's time to be more than okay. More than okay. We need to make a shirt that says more than okay. It's also good. The shirt. Get your Join Weed Club shirt for $20. That's gonna be dope. Everybody's gonna get a chance to join Weed Club. When you get it, you get the weed swag bag. You don't want to position this up. That's okay. Get yourself a weed swag bag, right? You get yourself a weed on shirts. It's a Weed Club shirt for $20. Or you get your whole membership, and now you're looking at the whole $42. Bam. The Weed Club card. You become a member. You get the shirt, you get the weed swag bag, you pay your $42, and then you start getting invited to events by email. That's how it works. Boom, baby, boom. We're winning, city of sin. And I got weed on shirts already. So let's get it in, shall we? I've been going live for an hour, which is my normal, right? Live for an hour. And it's time to go live off the 95 from 4. Like as soon as I sit, it starts changing my mood. I need to go live on Facebook because I've been blocked. So we're about to fix that. Yes, blessed. I'm about to get it in. So anybody that's watched the show for the last week, this is how the format goes. 1 hour exercise, 1 hour of cooperation talk live. We're gonna have callers call in and tell us any way that they can help each other, ourselves, to hack this thing called life, and tell me how they broke a habit or quit doing something they didn't want to do anymore and find a new way. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to find a new way. So let's get it, shall we? If you are live, you can be a caller on Facebook. Normally I go live on Instagram, but today's the first day that they gave me my Facebook live back. So let's go live off the 95. We're going to do a boom, baby, boom. We're going to do a rise and shine. And this time we're going to go live. And what do we call this one? See the new you. See the new you. Here we go. Boom, baby, boom. See the new you. Okay. See the new you. Okay. Select all. Okay, cool. Copy. Feeling blessed. We're in Las Vegas, bitch. Boom. And we need to go live off the 95. How do I do live? There it is. Raise money. Tag people. Photos. Viewing activity. Check in camera. Raise money. No. But about to. Select all. Cut. We're about to. How did I have a choice to go live? There we go, live video. Boom. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ready? Yes, blessed. Oh shit. We should go this way. This way. Starting live video. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. Your host with the most is Marky Saint, and every morning I get up and I am blessed to be alive, and so are you. We just finished doing this exercise, and we are live off the 95 here on YouTube. That's what you're seeing yourself. You're seeing yourself live on YouTube. Someone's already following. And this morning we are live on Facebook for the first time because they blocked me for over 30 days. So I haven't been able to call anyone, you hear me? I haven't even been able to talk about weed swag bags, you hear me? I haven't been able to do any Saints Addiction morning marijuana motivations. They've been just blocking the information and being rude and ruthless. And this morning we've been talking about getting more control over our emotions. And I wanted to share this with you. For this whole 2 weeks, we've been doing the show live for an hour every day, live for an hour. Let me get something for you to be set up so that everybody can share the information together. That's right. We can share our healing together, and how awesome that would be that we can start talking to each other. This was inspired by Kevin Samuels. My boy Kevin Samuels passed away. Rest in peace. He was another social media influencer. We got our Mike Tyson, awesome guy. I keep, he's always been in my life and somehow or another, and one of my motivational people. But this is a Toad, and it's a rap. It's from my homies at Futurola, and we're rolling up the morning marijuana motivation per usual. And I want everybody to get motivated with their lives. I wanted everybody to rise and shine every morning. I wanted them to stay activated. I wanted them to be in control of their emotions. And that's what we started to choose. We started to choose ourselves. and stop killing ourselves. And I've been doing lives every morning for an hour, letting people call in. Anybody that wants to say something that they've quit as a habit, stop self-sabotaging and started choosing themselves and started saying, yo, I choose me. I choose my life. I choose better habits. I choose control over my habits. And then I see myself and I go, yo, self, you're doing it again. You're doing the exact same thing and expecting different results. We'll get into patterns. We'll marry our emotions. We'll ride them all the way down to the ground. And we're the captain of our ship all the way to the ocean, and the best fresh air, away from repetitive behavior, away from grief, away from shame, away from blame, right? Was a accountability, right? There was something to us to say, yo, I am the one that's choosing my emotions. And I don't know why I like choosing these emotions. I got addicted to my emotions. Talk about Saints addiction. And when I got addicted to these emotions, I got a certain buzz inside my brain. Because every time you think about the thing, it's like watching a movie or getting a book. You'll just grab it, and for some reason, if we're tracking ourselves, we keep grabbing the same book. And I wanted everybody to start seeing the books that they grab and the books that they read and the book that is them, and see themselves inside of themselves and go, man, I do rush to a lot of anxiety thoughts. Where did I come up with this? Why can't I stop rushing from things to things? You're cycling. People don't know about cycling. Mark, with cycling? Well, that's when you throw another thought on top of another thought and start making the wheel go, so you get a buzz off of it. It's your new engine. It's your new rhythm. It's the way your heart beats. Didn't know. I didn't know. So, that's the whole point of Saints Addiction, was to reach, preach, and teach to people. And to reach them, I have to go live on these things, but they blocked me from going live. So I've been going live on the YouTubes. But the message will reach whoever you want to share it with. They said, people, why you ain't blown up yet? Because you didn't share my shit. I don't want you to share anything other than what you believe in and what helps other people. We share our emotions. I know that much. I know we share our emotions rapidly on posts. We have impulse control. If you're on your phone and you have always on your Facebook, always all the time, odds are you have impulse control, and that's the truth. We're only going to tell the truth here on Saints Addiction, because if we tell the truth, then we can work on a base for growth. And it's so important that people get some kind of growth. Like, I went live yesterday and the girl got it. She's like, I thought I was all in my head. I've been in COVID. I've been locked in. And it's like, yes, you have been locked in. You've been locking your own mind in. And it's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, sit still long enough. Sit still long enough to see your brain run from thought to thought. Oh, I didn't do this, or oh shit, I gotta go do that. Watch yourself long enough to see that we do that all the time. We go inside of our minds and we say, oh shit, I should be doing this, or oh shit, I should be doing that. And instead of oh shit, I should be living, or I should be activated, we'll shut ourselves down with a freeze mechanism. Most people know fight or flight, fight or flight. That's all we know. There's actually freeze. And that's what the social media does to us. Instead of getting up in the morning, grabbing some orange juice, going for a fucking 5-mile walk, we're going for a 5-hour dopamine binge on our phones. And it's sad, but it's true. And I had to say it. Someone has to get on here and say it. Get off your phone. I'm the only one that goes live and be like, get off your phone. I'd much rather you just interrupt and go and bounce, or at least get the knowledge and then bounce, or do something with it, activate. I start this show off with my morning walk. I don't just talk about it. I want you to be about it, because you can't fake the endorphins. All the feel-good hormones are inside of us. Your serotonin, your dopamine. You don't get it from vegetables. You'd eat more vegetables if you did. And we get our vitamins and minerals from our foods, but our hormones regulation is in our cells. You're born with a certain amount of serotonin, an amount that you can keep generating for yourself. It's an internal thing. But we'll go for things that just give us quick dopamine, right? Like, that's what masturbation does. That's what road rage does. It gives you a certain rush of power and control. And much to the dismay of our brains, right? We want to stay on that emotional tip. We want to stay on whatever made us feel good, because then that keeps us feeling good, right? Like, as long as I docile. Again, I have to use that word docile because as long as I'm sitting, shout out to Monkey Tail. Again, you can get this, the wireless lyre leash, this is the homie. But as long as you're sitting, then you're not a challenge. You're not a threat to anyone, right? You're not a threat to your own self. You're not a threat to the world. The world's not threatening to you. I'm much safer in my house than I would be out there. It's too hot. We'll come up with all sorts of excuses to keep ourselves there. And then next thing you know, you don't mind doing 3 hours of, I don't know, The Sopranos or something, and binge watching the next, I don't know, Netflix things that says what's popular. They're really good at getting our attention. And they're really good at finding people like me that are good at getting people's attention to get your attention. And all I'm trying to tell you is your attention's worth everything. It's the way you pay attention to yourself. If you're paying attention to your phone, you're paying attention to your feed, you don't get a chance to feel yourself. You don't get a chance to see yourself. And that's what we're talking about in life. As I said, I wanted you to see the new you. Be able to see yourself. Imagine, we called it an imagination manifestation. I'm really talking about a hardcore imagination manifestation. But if I asked you, oh my God, so good. If I asked you to visualize yourself, if I asked you to visualize yourself on the other side of your weight loss, or the other side of your habit, what's the one thing that you can count on tomorrow, like the sun will rise tomorrow, that you will do? And there's something that we all do. Like, we hold to patterns so hard, dude, that becomes our person. First, it becomes your mood. If it's a couple days, it's a mood. If it's a couple years or decades, it's a personality. And that's so funny about our behavior. This is literally psychology. Is our behavior dictates what's going on. Our behavior becomes the thing that we hold true as our personality. We're holding these things like, oh, I'm always this way. It's a great way to make an excuse, but no, it's a pattern that you've chosen. And you might not know why you chose the pattern, but it's still a pattern that you've chosen. So it's so important to identify, see with new eyes, see ourselves with new eyes and say, what's the better version of me look like? How would I amend myself instead of what other people are doing, any of that other stuff? And this isn't a selfish thing. This is self-examination. If you tracked it and you said, oh shit, man, I thought about this 17 times. Oh, my heart rate went up this amount of, they can track it, y'all. They can track it now. We have so much sophistication, dude. They literally asked, one of my favorite questions of all time that I've ever heard, but the guy said is, how much of a hormone, how much of a squeeze, like get this energy out of this, how much of your squeeze in your brain, in your life, does it take to get you an emotion? And that's what we do. We'll go back to a thought and we'll squeeze that as an emotion just to squeeze it so we can re-feel it. It's literally between here and here in your brain system. There's your hippocampus, and the other one when I'm not smoking weed. But you can go study your brain too, and a brain, and anatomy, and psychology. These are all sciences, but no, we'll meme ourselves to death. We'll just keep looking at other feeds and other people's lives instead of our own lives, and giving ourselves a chance and saying, hey man, what's your brain doing today? Oh shit, I don't know. I let it go from emotion to emotion. Days go by, weeks go by, months go by, years go by. I couldn't tell you. How do you go for years of depression? I couldn't tell you. I just started putting myself on pause, and then I kind of closed the gate and I put a lock on myself, and I became really isolated and lonely. And when I do things like that, I don't get the chance to heal. Did you want the emotion? Did you want the feel or the heal? You hear me now? There's a thing there. And what I hear a lot, dude, especially when I was watching that Kevin Samuels thing, I feel like, and you go right to feel mode. And feelings are so fickle. You know what they make you do. So if you're so powerful to your world and to your own mind, why aren't you telling yourself which way to feel? And not like in a weird whip yourself, in a way to feel, but like in the world of emotions and the world of thoughts that you have, why would you go back to this one that makes you feel like shit? Why are you still whipping yourself over regret or mistakes? This happens to all human brains, but what I'm saying is a healthy brain will do the push-ups. You have to train your brain, not only just be positive, but you got to train your brain to start movement. Movement's one of the best things because motion creates emotion. Now you can't stay fixated. You can't stay docile anymore. You can't just sit there anymore. Your brain's moving too fast to make it do a push-up or to have a conversation with someone else. It's really hard to stay in your emotions if you're in a real conversation. That's what's awesome about people. We're getting our oxytocin from them. We're also getting empathy from them. And it's a juice. It's a real juice for our brains to get this information from other people. We can do these things and more, but what we'll do is we'll just park ourselves. There's no one else there. There's no guilty other pattern. Weed on shirts. Don't forget to join Weed Club. Don't forget to join Weed Club. Get your Weed Club. Get the weed on shirts. Get the weed swag bags. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so when people are asking, well, Mark, why do you do this show or why do you keep going live, man? I've been blocked for over 30 days and it's been nice not doing anything on Facebook, dude. It's been really nice not having to cater to my ego or keep up with anybody. It's been nice to watch other people's lives. I get that, but are we living our lives? I'm the only one going live. Like, I want you to live your life. I don't want you to watch someone else live their life. That's the worst trick of this metaverse of this. And I'm not just attacking anything like that. I'm saying any verse, jumping to a movie and pretending like that's your reality. That's not your reality. We'll jump into a Netflix episode and live in what do they call those things, period pieces. We're not in the Civil War anymore. This isn't 17th century France, but we'll do that. We'll live in a world besides for our own world. We've been frightened by our own world. We've been frightened by our own mind and our environment. We're triggered to stay scared. And if you're scared, then you're going to overeat. If you're scared, then you're going to overbuy. If you're scared, you're going to over masturbate, and they're going to keep you docile. They're going to keep you docile. And you're like, what is that word? This is just no energy. It's stolen from you. The Bride of Life, right off the bat, stolen from you from the time you try to check your weight, check your bank account, check your social media, check your mind, bro. Check in with your mind. Get off your phone. I mean, I literally love that feeling, but I feel powered. I'm like, okay, I made one good decision this morning, and now my brain has the ability to have more good decisions. I keep myself in the game. And that's what's been happening, this whole thing. It's been transforming everything. It was just like, oh shit, dude, like, let me try to do something different every day. And I challenge you to break a habit. I've been on the challenge this whole time for the last end of the month. For 2 weeks now, I've been going live for 2 hours, live on the YouTube, going on the morning walk and talk and doing the morning marijuana motivation, but mostly letting people call in. It's been fantastic. If you want to see some real healing, go on there to Instagram. The people can call in live. I started sharing my live. I never did that before. 10 years of almost going live every morning for the morning marijuana motivation. I never shared the live. If you've been wondering where I've been, just go to YouTube. They don't block me as much, and they're not so against me rolling my weed and smoking on live, So that's an issue for banishment. I'm not worried about monetization. I am worried about the message getting out, and that's why I went live this morning. I'm like, it's Sunday. It's a beautiful day for people to get out. I'm going to get out and get into this. I'm making up reasons to go and do things. I'm activating myself. No longer is it a lazy Sunday. No such thing, man. It's like last Sunday. It's like, at church, man, you got to get up and get into your community and put on your clean clothes and say hello to people that you've never seen before and make an effort. Like, you're making an effort into your life. I'm making an effort into my community and my life. I want to put in an effort because it gives me energy. It's an E for effort. Now I've been ignited. It's one of my favorite words. Once you have like a purpose, it's purpose that binds us. It's purpose that drives us. It's the thing that makes you get out in the morning and show up. And normally the thing that makes you show up, people in general out there, is our ego. We're like, okay, well, my friends expect me to show up with this kind of attitude, these kind of clothes, these kind of style. I'm playing a role. My ego's my role, my character. And as long as I let my character, yes, give me some more energy. As long as I let my character be the lead in this, I don't get to lead my life. And I'm gonna tell you, we got another 40 minutes. So if anybody wants to get in on this, they can call or say below. I don't know if, I think you can share a live here on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. If anybody wants to bring them on camera. What's up, brother? Good morning. Bring them on camera. Add to the broadcast. Leah Stone. Thanks for watching, Scotty. Always good to see your face, my friend. Thank you. Beards on Shirts. He ordered a beard on shirts. Tanglefoot, get him in, get him. What's she saying? What up, Marky saying? Yup. Yes, your thoughts become emotion. Emotions turn into behaviors. Everyone's getting it. I got that. What's up, brother? Trying to keep scrolling. Change the tape, change the thoughts, change the emotions. Therefore, change the behavior. I'm glad she said change the tape because um, uh, it's called rudimentary thinking when you're ruminating and you're just holding it tight. I always put it this way, but I'll show everyone the view where you're trying to go through the train and the train just, you're still going, but this vision stops. That's what we do. We hold to a thought. We'll just hold it and we'll be like, this is the thought. This is the only thing that's going on with me. And oh, Das declined. I guess he's not getting in on the live. That's okay. We still got 40 minutes to go. But anyway, that's the point, is that we hold on to certain thoughts and we're plagued by them. This new brain of ours that's inundated with stimulus and serotonin, dopamine dumping activities like video games and porn. Now we don't have anything to regulate ourselves. Now all of a sudden our worlds are very much controlled by our thoughts. It becomes the cage, dude. It becomes the thing that we hold into ourselves and say, yeah, I don't think you can do that. And it's like, who the fuck said that, dude? Who said you can't climb Machu Picchu? Who said you can't get a passport? Who said you can't lose weight? Who said you can't feel great? You are saying it to yourself. And if someone came up to you, you'd be like, you're rude as fuck. Oh my God, so purple. I gotta show this weed off. Oh my God, so purple. Is that beautiful? I'm just saying, when you join Weed Club, you source and smoke safely. You see that? Source and smoke safely. This is Weed Club. First rule of Weed Club is you don't talk about Weed Club. Second rule of Weed Club is you only share weed. You only share events with confirmed Weed Club members. Thank you for the energy helicopter. Give it to them. Tell them about Weed Club. What does this say? Rule of Weed Club with members only, and you must pay your membership dues. That's the $42. And then fourth rule of Weed Club is you must smoke as much weed as humanly possible. And fifth and last rule of Weed Club, no alcohol or hard drugs at Weed Club, period. No more entry fees to Weed Club events, $42 for a full year membership. Look at that. Weed swag bags. He said, I'm just waking up myself. You're too funny, man. I wish you would wake up, get in this game, come down to 18 bin with me and go listen to some house music. That's what I feel like doing today. I'm not a child anymore. No more EDCs, no more of that. I'm good on all that, you know. That's a little too much for my little heart. The heartbeats and stuff. I always wish them to do something more creative than just smash in outfits to smashing music and not do anything. I wish them to sign a petition, and I feel that same way for Burning Man. You know, they should be signing a petition. They should be signing something seriously and doing something with that energy instead of all these adults wearing another. I have adult onesies. Like if you want me to sell you onesies for an adult.com, boom, got you, no problem. But damn, dude, like where's the petition? What's the goal? You just spent $1,000 in 3 days, and what'd you get out of it besides a drug hangover, hard drugs? We just mentioned that. And I know people are competing for memories. I get it, you know. But we also can be in competition with what memories we choose. Memories are emotions. Emotions are behaviors. Why are you still going back to old behaviors? Why are we still going back to same emotions? Why do we still go over the same memories? Why are we still triggering ourselves the same way? And the truth is that our brains create pathways for us to get the same buzz, bro. It's a narcotic. Our drugs in our brains are like heavier than narcotics. In fact, we do narcotics so we can mimic these chemicals. That's what they do. That's what opium does. That's what cocaine does. They all mimic this amount of serotonin and energy that's already inside of us. And we'll take an outside ecstasy pill to feel ecstasy inside when all it's doing is secreting what's already inside. Mind blowing, right? You know, it's not like it's actual serotonin that you're taking in an ecstasy pill. No, these are molecules. They're mimicking the other molecules. Get a chance, look at the receptors in your brain and look at the molecules interact with the brain dendrites. Watch your brain do it on certain chemicals. Watch your brain only react to certain chemicals, especially if you do it habitually. Like nicotine, if you're staying on nicotine, it is one of the most addictive substances on the planet, and it over mimics opioid molecules. It's amazing what we find to make our brains do the thing that it's already naturally doing. Our brains are already naturally giving us these dopamine, serotonins, oxytocin. All you got to do is get next to somebody. All you got to do is put your phone down and hug someone and have a conversation. Watch your oxytocin level raise up. Watch your lonely go down. Watch the depression go down. Watch all the things that your phone is tricking you into feeling. Like, I feel lonely. Let me grab my phone. Didn't even know it. I was holding my phone's hand like a girlfriend. Hey, hi, we're going steady. And you're like, nah, dude, you're not going steady. You're holding still. That's how steady you are. Steady and still and sedentary and stoic and docile. And I didn't want people to do that anymore. I did some research all week long. If you get a chance, you'll bore through to this part, but we'll get a chance to talk about, we did fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings. I'm going to say it again. Fuck your feelings. And it has a big asterisk, and it's a 9-hour audiobook on YouTube, and it's a Navy SEAL. And no, he's not putting foots up asses, but he does talk about the mind barrier and certain ways our bodies react, especially since childhood. Reactionary things that we've learned since we were kids. Again, this is Saint Psychology, where you can actually create these pathways since you're a kid, and these are the ways you defended yourself, and you keep defending yourself this way. And it's really hard to live in a house with a grown man's body that was built off an 8-year-old, 5-year-old brain. That's when we start developing these mental barriers or protections in ourselves. 4 or 5 years old. And right about 8, 9, 10, they start getting set in. And then you'll probably continue the same behavior for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life. That's crazy to me. But it's also a pattern. And that's what comfort does for us. Much like a cow or anything else of a creature. We want to get certain things out of life. Food, clothing, shelter, water, love. But we do it in a weird way. I'm weird, you're weird, but our psychology is weird. Our behavior is weird. We'll do things counterproductive. We'll do things. We have dichotomy in us. We'll do things, again, mostly saints. We got a halo and a horn. We'll do things, again, waking up jogging, going to bed drinking. It's something that's insane to me, but we watch it happen all the time. Good you shows up when the sun's rising. Bad you shows up when the sun goes down. And I think that's the war. The war is inside of you, inside of all of us. So who's going to show up? Who's going to get healing and how? You know, how does your brain heal? My friend last night told me I need some healing. I got to call you, Saint. And I said, oh shit, what's going on? She said, remember that friend that was with us in Machu Picchu? And I said, yeah. Or wait, the Mexican girl? No, the white girl. What? She died? She's my age, yo. She's 6 months older than me and died. Her fiance tried to resuscitate her. She is no longer alive. She saved 5 lives. She was an organ donor. She was fresh. All her organs were ready to deliver to other people. Damn. Think about that. I just had a birthday, and if I was to die of a massive heart attack in 6 months, I'm almost 1 month into it. That means I have 5 months to live. To do the math that just happened to this girl, if I started to start talking to myself, man, you got 5 months to live, you got 5 months to live. I'm thinking you guys are going to see more websites. I'm thinking you guys are going to see more shows. You know, that's been very transformative for people to get an outside perspective, some real free psychology. That's what I learned from Kevin Samuels. I was already doing the morning marijuana motivation, but some free psychology, some ability for people to see things clearly. I gotta show people this weed. I want them to see this purple. It's so amazing. I want them to see this weed. I'm rolling this wrap in the Join Weed Club. Yes, I'm dropping wisdom. There you go. I like that. Can we join Weed Club? Share the link or something. Good herb, Justin John. Thank you for saying something, bro. Yeah. We're winning. Steady ascending. Yeah. How do we where can we join the club? Right now I want everybody to go Instagram to join Weed Club. And the website's up. But we're changing the website so we can take everybody's email and start charging them the $42 online. And they can give me an address to ship their weed swag bag and shirt to. Weed on shirts, shirt to, the Weed Club shirt. The Weed Club shirt. So, I mean, separately, yeah, you can buy it, $20. No problem. I mean, but maybe I'll just make them members only. I don't think they're that sophisticated, you know. But a real member is only going to get the card. That's your entry fee for all the events for a year. You don't have to do anything. It's like a all season pass, and you get to bring all your friends with you. We want, you know, the right people to come. The people that you've already smoked with, that they've already been sworn in since the first time you smoked with them and continue to smoke with them. Those are your people. Those are the type of people that we want, you know? So, you know, come on, come all. Your boy Saint is making a community, bro. So we get off of our phones and we get out of our rooms and we get out of our patterns and we get out of the same old shit we do all the time and never stop. And I wanted us to stop. He said, I need one, take my $42, brother. Shut up and take my money. I hear you, bro. I got you. For sure. Weed Club's already worldwide. We got members in Spain, Finland, England, Turkey, Thailand, New Zealand, I'm high, worldwide, Switzerland, where else? I'm sure they're already there. We just got to be organized. When you're organized, you have power, and the power is information. Stoner information, the Stoner Information Highway, for us to know where's a safe way to smoke, where's the next safe venue and place to be, and how to source and smoke safely. You shouldn't be paranoid. You should be able to smoke more than just in your home. You should be able to park and spark and know which park to spark in, and insider information there. And the person that normally gives you that information is your new friend, and they have their Weed Club member card, and you have your Weed Club member card, and you're like, oh shit, you're a member too. Dude knows. Come smoke a joint with me. Then you got high with somebody that's not a serial killer, and they got you to the park, and they tell you about their food they like, and the shirts they like, and the girls they like, and the boys they like. You know, for girls, you know, you guys can talk about everything and not talk in your head. That's what it's all about. It's not talking in our heads. Thank you for that energy, Mr. Motorcycle. We need to stop talking in this busy head of ours. We sound like a revving motorcycle, and no one's ever resetting. No one's resetting their habits. No one's resetting their patterns. That's the challenge. I challenge you to do something different tomorrow. today even than you did yesterday, so you can do it tomorrow. So like the next 3 days have to be challenged, and then if you really want to check the challenge further, do something different for the next 3 weeks, then it becomes a habit. For it to become part of your personality and lifestyle, it's got to be around for 90 days. Anybody can do anything for 3 months, but we just keep scrolling. That's dopamine. That's docile. That's the thing it gives us to make us feel that everything's okay. It's not okay to not have friends. It's not okay not to spend time with friends. I purposefully go on sushi lunches with a lot of friends, just not only for networking and business, just to make my ass more social. Are you doing your social push ups? Are you doing your actual physical push ups? Are you pushing your problems down like Chuck Norris pushes the world down? This is this. And that's going to take some brain train. And it takes us first to break the habit, because then it trains our brain ready to learn something new. If we stay on the cycle, if you keep cycling, you will forever get your same behavior. And that's why I call it Saints Addiction. You got to choose where you get your energy source from. Are you driven by your spiritual side, your saintly side, your halo? Are you moved to do right by you and others? Or are you going to do your sinful side, your addiction side? Are you going to do the things that you always get what you want? Sounds good, right? To always get what you want. But that's not what life's like. That's not reality. Life is much like a box of chocolates, my friends. There's a lot of smiles and frowns. You're going to be curious which piece is it. You don't know if it's the granola or the caramel. And that's what life gives us. It gives us this hodgepodge of chocolates. And you don't know what you're going to get. And all of us are trying to keep it the same. And much like a river, like my friend said, that water has to move. That water has to keep moving, just like you have to keep moving. One of my favorite things is KIM, K-I-M, keep it moving. You have to keep your mind moving on different thoughts and keep your body moving so that your mind can move to different thoughts. Oh man, this is so purple, dude. This is amazing. Shout out to the Cali Cannabis Group. They fucking hooked it up. Jeez, that was so purple too. Oh my God, you see the purple in there. That is amazing. I smoke really good weed. I'm very blessed. Live a blessed life. This is also Saints Addiction. But notice it looks like a blunt. The Tyson Toad Wraps, they got that look. But it's not. And it doesn't have any of that kind of nicotine and carcinogens. I don't know if the terpene infused are carcinogens or not, but somebody out there can comment below and tell me what's good or not. But that's the plan. To the end of May is to get this going, and we're going to start the podcast. I want people to be able to call in. Miss Brenda's watching. That would be dope if Miss Brenda watching. I can say, let me bring them on camera. Let's see if she wants to say anything about. Couldn't I guess one person wasn't able to do because of technical issues. Okay. Had all that leave. Tried and fit. Too tired. He didn't want to get on. He said he's too tired. We're all fucking weird. I need only. Can I pay you directly? Yeah, you can do it through Messenger, Cash App. Everybody's got fintech. All hail the leaf. That's awesome. I tried to invite her, but she's gone. Maybe. Oh, I missed it. Anyway, much like how life, we kind of miss it, like opportunities in life, you know. And most of the time we're distracted, like especially if you're like not really paying attention, like how you're driving and texting or, you know, distracted. It's hard to know when you're distracted because you're in the other mode. And we are forever in our other mode that we don't get to find a new mode. And that's why people can't find this knowledge. They're like, why am I tortured by thought? Why am I tortured by feelings? Why do I feel this way? And most people have no purpose. So it's hard to get any drive. And it's just real, you know, because if you have life purpose, you'd be achieving it. You know, you'd be going after it. In Chinese or Japanese, they call it ikagi, right? There's got to be a life purpose. And when you start living in your purpose, in service to just more than yourself, like to like a family, a team, a business, um, then you require more of yourself than you thought you could give. How amazing is that? That's that limitless lifestyle. So when your brain stops limiting you with limited disbeliefs, it'll actually start believing in itself. It starts believing in possibility. I want to say it again because I said it yesterday, but it was so powerful. You know, you can watch it live on the old YouTube yesterday. But what I was saying is I was kind of tricked. I don't know if anybody ever else has been on Machu Picchu. I don't know if anybody's been on top of it, climbed it like me. It's possible. I wasn't the only one on the plane, and there were about, I think they get about 5,000 to 7,000 people a day up there. Old people, young people. There are a lot of people. But what I did, and I didn't know, was I always thought Machu Picchu was this really tall place, right? Like it's on top of the Andes Mountains, and it's one of the seven ancients of the wonder world, right? This is this thing, right? And then all of a sudden I get into it, and the girl gets me invited to do the Rainbow Mountain, and there's all these different colors. All the different colors of the mountain are so beautiful from all the different type of rocks. It's natural. What I thought it was 17 miles in. Okay, that's a big walk. They didn't tell me, or I didn't learn, it was 17,000 feet elevation. It's like almost another 10,000 feet on top of Machu Picchu. And they drive you up to Machu Picchu most of the way. So I'm like, no fucking way, bro. Like, I always thought this thing was taller. Anyway, the point is that, well, I'm gassed and walking up here because it's got no oxygen. There's like only alpacas and snow. It's very transformative in my life because I have to start walking backwards. My legs are killing me. So I have to start working backwards. And as I'm walking backwards up this hill, right? What's up, John? Thanks for saying hi and coming in. H-I-G-H. Thanks for saying hi with the G-H. And I'm walking backwards up towards this mountain. Oh my God, dude. The dude walked by me. Dude or girl, who cares? Without a leg. 17,000 feet elevation without a leg. And it was like, what's your excuse? What do you have to lose? Your ego? You know, some fake friends, some likes, some more time? You're going to lose it anyway. Right now, if we were to ask you what you've been doing for the last week, month, or year, that will be your pattern. And as a psychologist, we would take that information and we would grab it and call it correlation. We would say that this is like your pattern, almost like doing your taxes. I remember doing my taxes because homegirl did. She did, when we did it, she did. I ate a lot of Taco Bell. And even last night, I got me a Mexican pizza again. I am compulsory. There's a compulsion to do the same fucking thing. And then there's a disruption, especially if you're a fighter like me, if you're trying to change it at all. And that's what's ended up happening. We fight change as if it's something that we can hold like water, like we can grab it. No, it's constantly moving past us like a river. Same like what happened to you. It's far down the river, but you don't see it. You'd rather hold it here in your heart as an emotion and get the same buzz off of it. And that's what I'm saying. We start choosing the emotion. I was just so shocked at myself that my brain would run from thing to thing, stimulus to stimulus, compulsion to compulsion, addiction to addiction, just so I don't feel like I'm starting to heal. The moment I actually started to heal, I get scared and start vibrating, and like, okay, I need a drink, I need a shot, I need a CBD lotion, I need a blunt, I need to find my calm. Calmcbds.com. You know, calmcbds.com. I could be selling my Calm CBDs all day, and when I will, and it'll be big, and people can get some Calm. You'll get it in a shot version, you'll get it in a gummy, you can get some quick Calm. I think even the spray, right? We're working on the spray. Thank you for the energy. What I'm also saying is I'm talking myself out of a sale per usual. I'd much rather have the product so I can keep showing it off than actually sell it. What I'm actually saying is this too. You won't need this. You need you. Like, well, you need this kind of information to get there, but you need you. You need you all aboard. You know, it's not going to be a CBD gummy. It'll help. Like weed helps. I feel like weed helps. Some people feel like weed hinders. You know, they're like, what she told me? She said weed isn't a social drug for me yet. Okay, I get it. You know, like it's not for everyone, and drinking's really not for everyone either. The way it's built, there's no receptors in our brain for alcohol. Our brains aren't built on alcohol. It's just a poison. It actually fucks up our chemical balance, and then we become addicted to poison. And that's all I'm saying, y'all. I'm being honest about addictions. It's like if you're being honest about your behaviors and you're being honest about your addictions and your compulsions and the way you keep acting and the way you keep acting out. See, it looks like a real blunt. It looks like a real blunt. Look at that. Tyson infused. Looks like a real blunt. Oh, this product placement. That's amazing, isn't it? Isn't it? That's cool. So we got 15 minutes to shine. If anybody wants to get in on it, you know, we got almost 2 hours now on YouTube for everyone to, you know, get something out of this. Get a monkey tail, you know, and a wireless lighter leash, and watch fingers. Get some healing. So bless up with me. Calm yourselves with me. It's Sunday. I did the walk. Maybe it's not your time to calm. Maybe you need to put the phone down and get ramped up and say, I need to move myself. I've been too still. If I stay still, I'll stay on the still. Let's activate. Let's activate. Let's activate ourselves into a group. Get on Saints Addiction, man. Find yourself some positive addictions. Find yourself that healthy switch that gives you the same buzz you were doing the other thing with, the coffee buzz, the sex buzz, the masturbation buzz. And now you've been doing too many events to masturbate that much. You were too busy being outside of your house and outside of your bed to masturbate that much. You were too busy living your life and your dream, John, making got Kush shirts than to be obsessed with what celebrities doing what on the news. There's so much we could be doing with our time. And like I said, if that happens with you, 19 months sober, fuck alcohol. Nicely done, Das. Me and him had a deep conversation about alcohol. Since he can't go live, I'll use him as an example. People are too scared to go live, I'll tell it. His environment was a dive bar. And because if you're in that environment, everybody's in there is looking for that kind of healing. They're living a raunchy life, or like we used to be judgmental, or an evil life, or a sinful life, but a life that kind of really doesn't work. And maybe their life is in a picket fence and marriage and kids, and that's true too. And there are outcasts and there are weirdos, and everybody needs a place to go for healing. Unfortunately, we like to heal ourselves quickly through alcohol. We've learned that that's the way our ancestors healed their hurt. And we know that it doesn't even heal them, that it hurts them, that it affects them physiology, that actually hurt them physically. I know my dad would shit blood. Like, by the time you're shitting blood, bro, something needs to be said. Something needs to change. But we're so stuck that we start hurting ourselves. I said it yesterday or 2 days ago on the YouTube. I said, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself with your thoughts. Don't kill yourself with your habits. Don't kill yourself with all these things that we do to ourselves, dude. I'm gonna tell my homie to get on live. Come on live, bro. On the live. Bam. He won't come. Let's see if Ghost shows up. Let's see if he shows up. Let's see if you show up. Let's see if you show up in your life and the things that you say that you wanted and actually started doing. Let's see if you can actually put your mind to the test. Test, task, trial. It's all a challenge. It's an obstacle course. And it's mostly in our mind. And when we stop playing on our phones, we use more time to play with our minds. We use more time up here to start getting in here better. So this is more clear, because when you're more clear, you make better decisions. And that's what it's all about. It's all about better decisions. And I say, choose better habits, choose better thought habits, choose better eating habits, choose better action habits. Like, you need to choose better habits. It's that important. Did I practice what I preach? I think that's the best challenge that I've given myself and other people and taken from the show. What's his name? Dr. Joe Forenza. If you guys get a chance, he's got a lot of audiobooks, killing the game on YouTube. He's just so smart about the human brain and the physiology and the science and the chemistry and the molecules and the hormones and every position of our brain and where these thoughts come from and how they arrive and why they come like a little sandwich with our thoughts and emotions are almost like little sandwiches. Before we can even separate them, they're paired together in the back, and as soon as we hear them, they're light speed. Thoughts are light speed because they're on sound waves. So here I am. I'm on that sound wave. I'm ready to get a new wave going, something else to move forward, something else to move me. It's the motivation. Where am I motivated? How am I going to get more motivated? And I got about 8 more minutes, so let me see if I can't add somebody. He's not in here. Damn, I was trying to get a caller in here for this live, but anyway, I got 8 minutes to wrap up a 2-hour live. I already did most of this show I'll be doing it for the next 2 weeks. The whole point was to open it up for other people to call in and get some healing. You know, I was just chilling here at the casa until this chick comes up, picks up Lucy, and then I'll be able to bounce and do whatever you're doing today after your podcast. Nice. I love it, dude. Going down probably to 18 Ben and listening to some house music, breaking up the monotony. I'd like to take my mom to lunch if she's healthy and want up for it. And then what else? Break up the monotony. Go do something today. I'm not at EDC. We got plenty of weed. One of the ways I break up the compulsion is I won't smoke after I roll. I'll take it on the road and I can park and spark somewhere else. It makes me like learn the city and feel the vibe. I love trees, especially in the desert. These are free things. It might cost me gas. You know, fishing might cost me a permit. I see people buying tickets to Carrie Underwood. I mean, like, you $1,000 in 3 days, EDC tickets. There's so much free fun out there. There's so much freedom in our minds. We just got to tap in. And that's what I wanted people to do, is tap into this thing called your mind. And do yourself a favor and give yourself time take the time, because then you can't give yourself any time. That's a lie. And there's no more time. That's another lie. And again, I got 5 months to live. So people are like, why do you keep saying that? Because I was like, every time I hear someone die, it makes me want to live. It's a reminder, like, you will die, and you're on borrowed time. And why aren't you living now? Well, because I didn't feel like it. That's the worst excuse ever. None of the animals are saying that. They just keep getting on, and they got to keep going on. They even got books about grieving for animals, believe it or not. We have to find ways to let go of old water, river water that's gone a long time ago down the river, and started thinking about the stream that's touching us now, the stream of consciousness, the stream of energy, the breath in our lungs, the weather. There's a stream, and you're in it. And the water is a certain temperature that you make it, and the current is as fast as you make it too. Time is equal for us all. We don't spend it as equally, just like we don't do money. We might do impulse and emotions, pretty much what I was on for the longest. And it got me my own what we call self-destruction, self-sabotage. To self-sabotage myself, I was so pissed that I was doing this to myself that I wanted to change. I was like, oh my God, I'm the one that's smoking all my weed. Time to take this on the road. Time to go and go do something different with my life. Go give my life a chance. And that's what I want everybody to do. Give their lives a chance. Start living it. Just go. Dare you to do something different daily. I dare you to do something different than you did yesterday. Break up the monotony now. Break up the cycle now. Break up your whole life cycle and say, yo, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing the coffee run anymore. I'm not doing the yes, hi, bless up. We already blessed up. I'm fucking lit. But this lit me up. This message lit me up. It was Sunday, and I was just like, yo, I want to get this life. And then the walks help. Eating healthy helps. Getting all my objectives helps. Little objectives. MTCs. If anybody's not aware, go get Fuck Your Feelings on the book. It's an audio book on YouTube, so it's free. And the guy talks about MTCs, and that's the move the chains. Thank you, dog. Move the chains. Move the chains. There's something in the day that you can move the chains incrementally, and your days add up to some kind of goal. Then you're getting the motivation. That's motivated juice right there. That's what I wanted people to have. I wanted them to be self-motivated, self-healing, self-reliant. That's the whole position of anarchy. I didn't want, it's the Saints Anarchy symbol here, with the S and the A. And I felt that people can rule themselves, man. If you can rule yourself, then the community can rule itself. If we're unruly and we're constantly under fire, I see mental distortion. I don't see a healed person. I don't see a happy person. I don't see a person that's rich in life. And we don't want to help them. I'll tell you, case in point, when I've seen with my own eyes, thank you very much, Mr. Carr, I've seen my own eyes, this is important, hear me now. Before I get off, I got 2 minutes. I was in Brazil. I was in Rio de Janeiro. I saw utter poverty. I saw them block out the favelas with these big signs on the highway. You have to drive through it from the airport. They pretend like there's not poverty, much like we pretend that we're connected. And then I saw a man get arrested in front of me. This is a true story. And he tried to run, and I thought it was the guy on the bike. It was the guy on the mountain bike, not the actual gas bike. And the cops came over. This guy's on the ground, guns out. And I asked myself, I've never been that desperate. And neither of you. So anybody that's got this, that's got internet, has got breath in their lungs, you need to do something with that. And that's just facts. So I'm going to go do something with my life. I want you to go do something with yours. That's your morning marijuana motivation time. Boom, baby, boom. Thanks for rising and shining with me. And keep commenting below so we can share the healing with everybody and say things like, how do I break up bad habits? What are ways that I've learned to stop myself from being the worst version of myself? What are things that I've taken on my life that have helped me change? And share it in the comments below so other people can change too. And then go give it a like to Saints Giving, because all the proceeds go to that. Shout out Mike Tyson, thanks for being you. Futurola, love you guys. Shout out Kush Lotions, love it. This is awesome. Awesome CBD lotions. This is going to you, Jess. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to love your life.